What's going on, motivators? We got another video. We got to talk about California with their secrecy with this transgender not allowing parents to know what's going on in school. Let's get into this.
A federal judge out of California now striking down a state policy that essentially kept parents in the dark about if their child identified as a different gender at their school. Now the judge saying forcing teachers to actively hide critical information from parents is really a form of state interference in the parent-child relationship, calling that unconstitutional. Now the decision...
Again, only in California we would do something like that. California is always hedging. And California always start these crazy things from Europe too. Putting the secrecy. I'm happy that it got shut down.
Largely seen as a major step back in the state for LGBTQ plus advocacy groups that have long defended the policy as essential to student safety. Others here argue parents have the right to know what is happening in their children's lives. The Attorney General of California quickly filing an appeal here, writing, quote, "We believe that the district court misapplied the law and that the decision will ultimately be reversed."
But again, who's fighting it? The AGs, those same woke people, right? If you have those kind of rulings in your state, if it's kids, parents should always know what's going on with their kid. If you're an adult, oh well, do whatever you want to. But the state cannot control a parent's kid. Nothing against people who are transitioning to transgenderhood, whatever it may be. That's on you, do you. But as a parent, you should know. And the school is not letting you know information, like why? My thing is, do the school want to hold those kids accountable, like after school hours? No, they come back to you. So as a parent, you are responsible for the kid.
I'm with the Governor Spencer Cox, who said about many of these issues, never so much attention been placed on so few people.
And the problem is, I do think that on an electoral level, to go to the politics, it is a barrier to entry for a lot of people. When
I agree with that.
When you say a boy can become a girl.
Yeah.
And then just on a realistic...
And by the way, I respect if that's your barrier to then listening to people on a myriad of other issues, so be it. It is what it is.
I find it strange that even if you wish to have a public policy that pursues something different, we cannot just admit that boys and girls are two different things. And that.
But he's saying he agrees, but he's touting and he is enabling the same policies in the state. This guy's a weasel. And he's an opportunist. Whenever he gets to say something so that people could like him in a certain area, he says it. I'm saying don't watch what people do, watch their actions. And as governor, his actions showed that he is for these kind of things.
Boy cannot become a girl. Why is this so difficult?
Yeah, I understand your point of view.
He's just touting what he wants him to hear. That's all it is. As you can see right here, California hit with fresh setbacks in failed gender secrecy case, costing taxpayers millions with all the frauds going on. And Gavin is saying he's on top of it. California was dealt another blow in a lawsuit over gender secrecy policies in schools when a federal judge ordered the state this week to pay the plaintiff in the case $4.5 million in taxpayers' fund legal fees. When the state public education policies impinge on families' right to the free exercise of religion under the First Amendment, the policy also rejects and subverts the federal constitutional rights of California parents to guide the health and well-being of their school-age children. I mean, exactly what I am saying. As a parent, you should have that right and you reserve that right.
To follow other breaking news, the Supreme Court has handed down a ruling temporarily blocking a California law preventing teachers from informing parents about their students' gender expression.
Now, the state policy was intended to protect trans minors from abuse at home or rejection, but it raised questions about if parents had a right to know if their child is going through gender transition at school. California argued that students...
America, just listen to the thought of this. Does this make any sense? A parent cannot know what a kid is going through. If you are a kid, whether it be a boy or a girl who's transgendering, you as a parent should know these things. One day your kid just come in as someone else. How could you not know when you're the one parenting? The state has no ownership against your kid. Even the thought of doing that stuff just shows me these people are cuckoo. These things and these kind of policies make no sense. These are policies that degrades a country. The parents have no right to know? Then why are they parents? My thing is just do away with parents to begin with. Once you have a kid, you don't own that kid. The states control it. But they will never let that happen. They want you to be the one responsible for the kid and when it grows to a certain age, or they go to a certain age. But then they want to take the rights away from you after that. My thing, you said 18. Until 18, they could do whatever they want to.
Have the right to privacy about their gender expression. In an unsigned order, the court found, quote, "We conclude that the parents who seek religious exemptions are likely to succeed on the merits of their free exercise clause claim." The California order comes months after the court upheld state bans on gender identity-related health care for minors.
Continue to follow other breaking news. The Supreme Court has handed down.
And these are all common sense approach. Common sense. We are not reverting backward. We're moving forward. Nothing against if you're transgender. That stuff should be sexual. It should be in a bedroom. It should not have to do with anything out in the open in our daily lives. Me being a male or female is just being. So you being transgender is just being. But when your rules start affecting other people, I think that's when it becomes a problem. This post says, Squeaky St. Francis here wanted schools to be able to keep secrets from parents. If you read the Daily Mail, mom slams California school for transitioning her daughter to a boy behind her back. A district votes to keep parental secrecy policies. And barred trans activist says teacher and protects kids from hate and prejudice at home. I mean, again, it's a good thing this whole thing got stopped, but this is insanity to me. These people looks like pure, I don't know what they look like. This is pure confusion to me. But the whole idea is for parenting, right? If a parent does not know what's going on with their kid, then why have a kid to begin with?
For their own children's safety and well-being. It is these parents who were the catalyst for the creation of this policy. If you want this policy to go away, then you need to address those problematic parents and not be those problematic parents. If you want your children to talk to you about their gender identity, then start the conversation with them and create a safe space where they know they can trust you and be honest with you. Claiming that you don't believe in gender identity and refusing to think beyond the gender binary will push your children away from you because they're smart and they're curious and they know how to find information if they need it. So they will turn to their teachers and their friends or strangers on the internet for the information they can't get from you. Again, I want to reiterate, safety are not up for debate. I don't support any changes to.
I don't know. These people are so strange to me. I mean, the argument makes no sense. I mean, yes, if you don't talk to your kids, they may move away from you, but it should be an open thing, right? If the kids are talking to the school and not the parents, then in itself, they're moving away from the parents already.
The current policy as it stands. And I would also like to point out a problem with 5145.4, the increased parental rights. You didn't talk about what would happen if required parental disclosure leads to child abuse at home or to suicidal children whose parents won't accept them when they find out about their gender identity or their questioning or force them into conversion therapy or whatever. That's not addressed in the new policy, and that's another reason why I don't support it. Carrie Kruger.
I never understood, like, what happened to clapping nowadays with this finger snapping thing? It seems like it's only for one set of people, like very strange generation that we have nowadays.
Us all the chance to speak. My name is Mona. I am the board secretary for Stonewall Alliance of Chico. I wanted to start by sharing some of the most recent data that I found on kidsdata.org, which is Butte County specific. 20% of children have 2 or more ACEs, which is adverse childhood experiences, which is a problem. Children with reports of abuse or neglect are 50% higher than the statewide average in Butte County, which unfortunately illustrates that not all parents.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be a neglect if the parents don't know what's going on with their own kid, but the school knows? These things are only one way, right? The school knows what's going on with the kid, but the parents is not required to know about it. Her point become very invalid now.
Butte County are responsible parents. Meanwhile, 60% of LGBTQ plus students reported being bullied at school. And then specifically within Chico Unified School District, 52.3% of LGBTQ plus students seriously considered suicide.
Squeaky St. Francis.
That's me.
I will speak loud for those who cannot speak. I am a proud he, she, they, them, whatever. I
would say the same thing. Whatever you are, this person nailed it. We don't know. I don't know what this is. There's a difference between trying to even look like a woman, but this is not. That's like a cross, right? I'm not sure if it's binary according to the terminology.
a boyfriend to a beautiful woman. I am a girlfriend to a handsome trans man. And I am also a girlfriend to an incredibly beautiful woman. Growing up in this town, my mother always told me to love myself for who I am, not what I am not. Not all of us can be as lucky and have a supporter like that. In fact, I knew friends in school who would bring an entire change of clothes with them so they could dress the way that they felt inside and be free of persecution that they would feel at home or the sideways glances. One of the first things we learn in a healthy family is trust, and unfortunately, some parents don't trust.
I mean, yes, kids gonna do stuff, right? After school, you wanna dress a certain way because you wanna do certain things. Yeah, I would get that. But there's a difference with kids trying to do things and the school itself withholding information from parents into the kids transitioning into a male or female. That in itself makes no sense. Kids are gonna do bad things, right? You send them to school with one kind of clothing, they may have a different one because they want to go to the mall and do whatever they want to do. That's part of life. Kids will do this stuff. I think the idea is withholding the information is where I think it's wrong.
Children, when they say, this is me, and they make that decision for them. That may make the child fearful from the people that claim to be trying to protect them. These children may see the hate and prejudice at home for people just like them and feel the only place they can truly be themselves is at school. Every child needs to control when they out themselves.
All right, we pretty much got the gist of what's going on. The idea again remains the same. Parents should know what's going on in their kids' lives. Until you turn 18, you want to pass it on to whomever, go ahead and do that. But in the midst of it, as far as controlling what's going on in your kid's life, a parent should always know. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. All right, motivators, if you enjoy what you've seen and heard, please like, comment, subscribe, and share a Black veteran's perspective. Stay motivated.